necessary to get the dialogue moving again and to get some conflict resolution done. Similarly, the other challenge, of course, is Afghanistan, and with it the whole challenge of terrorism. Afghanistan is a challenge because the recent elections in Afghanistan, which were supposed to find solutions, have not done so. And the problem seems far more intractable now than it did 6 months ago. And I think a realization is dawning that America's attempt to go it alone with Mr. Karzai is not going to bear fruit. And the signals that are coming from Washington, one half of the administration here is saying we want our boys back. The American public is saying we want our boys back. We don't want to send in more troops. We want results in the next 12 months before the congressional elections. Another half is saying, the one half that's sitting in Afghanistan is saying send us more troops and we need to get to grips with the Taliban. The Pakistani army's position is very clear. They want a solution in Afghanistan in which you have an Afghanistan that is friendly, that is peaceful, stable, democratic, but friendly. The word friendly is critical. Those who talk of an Afghanistan that is not friendly to Pakistan, are living in a fool's paradise. The Pakistani army will never allow that to happen, and they are major players in that region. What does the Pakistani army mean when it says friendly Pakistan, friendly Afghanistan? I was talking to Rick Inderfurth, who's just written a paper on the need for a neutral Afghanistan. And although he hasn't spelled out how we are going to end up in a neutral Afghanistan, I think the problem in Pakistan is that Pakistan now fears that religious Pashtun nationalism could lead to the new dismemberment of Pakistan. Either that, or it could mean a new attack on the state. We've just seen how the Taliban came pretty close to creating enormous difficulties for the Pakistani state, and how there was enormous confusion both in the establishment, in parliament, in the media, and amongst the people of Pakistan in terms of what ought to be done and how do you deal with the Taliban. We've got over that hurdle. But at the end of the day, there's not just the Pakistani Taliban to contend with. You have the jihadis who are still there, who've linked up with Al-Qaeda. You have pockets of potential terrorists in Punjab waiting to be recruited. You have Al-Qaeda that is still there, very much there in Waziristan, possibly now moving to the urban centers of Pakistan. And then you have the Afghan Taliban who need to have a representation and a space in Kabul. Mr. Karzai has messed it up for everyone. The idea of a new Loya Jirga that will bring in the Taliban and give space to them is going to be even more difficult now, with Karzai lacking the legitimacy and the Taliban having, in a sense, demonstrated their ability to derail the whole exercise in Afghanistan. And with America in a hurry, results, next year they want results. It's not going to happen. And my assessment is you're going to get no help from the Pakistani army. The Pakistani army has been saying that the Americans don't have the staying power. The Americans are looking after their interests. We Pakistanis have to look after our interests. And our interests certainly, are not helped by Mr. Karzai's insistence on going it the current way. Now there are attempts are underway to bring in the Taliban. The Saudis are in it, the Pakistanis are in it. But if the Taliban come in, then that is a major concession to the Pakistani point of view. And that is something the international community and America have to contend with and have to, in a sense, pave the way for. If you're not going to look at the interests of the Pakistani army and the national security establishment in Pakistan, there will be destabilization in Pakistan, US-Pakistan relations will not work, Pakistan-India relations will not work. Nothing will work. The Pakistani army's point of view in terms of a friendly Afghanistan, if not a puppet Afghanistan, has to be taken into account. And my assessment is so far the United States has not paid adequate attention to that. And my assessment is so far the Indians have not even thought about it. Everybody is thinking of consolidating their own interests there. And after 8 years of war in Afghanistan, today the situation is more bleak than it was after 9/11. And therefore, I think this regional strategy that Mr. Holbrooke and others are working on needs a new think. after what has happened in Afghanistan and in terms of the current domestic situation in Pakistan. America needs a long-term engagement, number one, in the region. America also needs to persuade India to work with Pakistan and in both in India-Pakistan relations and in Afghanistan. That's not happened as yet. The third thing is America needs to look at Pakistan's interests, legitimate geostrategic interests in Afghanistan. That America has not yet done. America has been demanding do more in terms of America's immediate interests. And you've seen 8 years down the line, the Pakistani army has been playing games. And they will continue to play these games, and America will not succeed. Pakistan army's interests are legitimate in terms of Afghanistan. The Pakistani army is no longer interested in a Taliban regime in Afghanistan. Because they now know that a pure Taliban regime, which was not prepared to listen to them in 2001, is not going to be listening to them now if it's going to be a victorious Taliban regime in Afghanistan. I mean, the danger from such a regime would be, forget the Durand Line. My own assessment is that if you had the Americans walk out of Afghanistan and a resurgent Taliban sitting in Kabul, Pakistan's tribal areas would fall within a year or two, at best. The Taliban would take over, and frontier and Peshawar would be immediately threatened. I remember even when the Taliban were in power, and they were supposed to be the puppets of the Pakistan army, the Taliban refused to settle the Durand Line. Even at that time, Taliban spokesmen and ministers would cross over into the tribal areas and talk openly about how those lands and those Pashtun areas belong to Afghanistan. And that's a situation when that government was dependent on the Pakistani government and military for support. And there was a Northern Alliance sitting there contending for power. If the Taliban now seize Afghanistan, there will be no Northern Alliance. The Taliban are already creating difficulties for the 4,000 German troops up in the north. They're all over the place now. And therefore Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India and Iran and the United States have to sit together. So in that sense, this regional strategy, which is AFPAK, is not making any sense, which is why you now have President Zardari saying, what is this AFPAK? Why are you hyphenating us with Afghanistan? If India says you can't hyphenate us with Pakistan, well, you can't hyphenate us with Afghanistan. I think behind that is this attempt to tell the United States of America that, hey, look,